lot of what makes a university Catholic is the mission and the vision of the university as a whole.
Being in a Catholic university for the past 4 years has taught me that it combines the intellect tradition and the faith together and teaches you that they don't contradict, that one, what you know from your faith, you know from your intellect, and that a Catholic university combines the two.
A Catholic university generally has a chapel, and you also see lots of priests and nuns running around. As an important part of the curriculum, you see a lot of, at least at our university, theology and philosophy, a real attempt to inform the mind and heart of the person.
It seems that students know how a Catholic university should be, and their criteria tie very much together with John Paul II's Apostolic Constitution, Ex Corde Ecclesiae, from the heart of the Church, which states that the identity of a Catholic university is essentially linked to the quality of its teachers and to respect for Catholic doctrine. The students who attend the University of St. Thomas in the heart of Houston, Texas, choose this university because it fits the criteria for them.
First thing that jumps out at me is the presence of the chapel. To, walk a couple of steps and you're at the chapel here at St. Thomas, and I love having that, being able to go to Mass when I wanted to.
Well, the University of St. Thomas has a specialized degree in Thomistic philosophy, which is unique in North America, and a strong interest in studying St. Thomas, and this was the place to do it.
I came to this university because I was drawn to the International Studies program. Subsequently, in my time here, the teachings of love and community really fit well with what I want to do for my career and how I think the world should work.
Here at St. Thomas, we have a really strong theology department, and that really helps us to learn more about our faith in the background and so many different areas that we could possibly want to study about. We have them, we offer them, and I love that going into a classroom and studying with a priest or a sister, someone on campus who is in the religious life, really helps us to connect with that aspect of our faith and really realize what we have.
Well, this Catholic university, it's awesome. It's all about community. It's so easy to become a family with everyone because they offer so many activities for so many different people. We have 33 clubs that students have made, and it offers so much. It's awesome. And the faculty is awesome.
The University of St. Thomas was founded by the Congregation of St. Basil in 1947.
And I suppose our heroes were Thomas Aquinas and Jacques Maritain and Gilson, Newman, and so on.
The Basilian tradition in particular has been to try to speak simply with the voice of the Church, meaning not only pronouncements and documents as they come out, and I think the more important understanding is, do you think with the Church? Do you have that habitus of understanding, of practicing, of believing, of looking for the truth in all of its dimensions and deepest dimensions?
Thomistic understanding, the understanding of the human person in the tradition of St. Thomas, involves the conviction that we can get some answers, that we can get somewhere philosophically. We can know that the human soul will exist after the death of the body. We can know this philosophically without our faith. We can know that God exists. We can know that God is good. We can know that God is present to us. And so the exploration philosophically, which in some places is considered to be sort of a mind game or playing around intellectually, has a purpose. And it's to understand the truth of the matter.
As a non-Catholic at the University of St. Thomas, I was actually really apprehensive going into my first philosophy class, because even though it was philosophy, I had a priest for my professor, and I was just, I don't know, that kind of made me nervous. As a non-Catholic, I had never really had any interaction with priests at all. But he turned out to be actually the most understanding, the most tolerant, and maybe one of my best teachers that I've had here. So I think that people surprise you, and even though I probably wouldn't have taken it, I think that, it's like eating your vegetables. It's good for you, even if you don't like it.
I think that we can serve well people of other faiths. In fact, we have maybe 30 or 40% of other faiths. Another young woman, a Hindu, I had her in metaphysics. And in metaphysics, among the many things we discuss, is the nature of God and whether we can know anything about the nature of God. And it was striking about halfway through the course, she said, you know, I'm really thinking about my understanding as a Hindu that there are millions of gods, because here I am philosophically, she says, after reading and being in class, she said, it seems to me that it's unreasonable to think that there could be millions of gods. She said, it doesn't seem reasonable. Now, what I say to students since then, and I've used her as an example, is that she did not at that moment say, well, oh boy, I better stop being a Hindu and suddenly become Christian. I mean, that could happen at some point. But she said, I have to really consider what we mean when we say there are millions of gods. You know, are we making a strong philosophical claim, or are we simply saying God is everywhere or God is in everything? And I thought the principle that we hold as Catholics, that faith and reason should not contradict, should not be in conflict, was serving this young woman.
I'm a Muslim, and, you know, I mean, it was like, okay, well, why should I study another religion? Because I already have my religion and I'm kind of set to go. But taking it just made me realize how similar it is to other religions. It wasn't much of a difference. I just learned a lot. And yeah, I'm a Muslim, but I haven't read much of the Quran, but I've read more of the Bible. And now I'm taking a Judaism class with Jordan. So I'm getting the best of all worlds. And it's very informative. And, the school just shows discipline. It has discipline. And that's another reason why I think I chose this school.
Life at a Catholic university is not just academic. How about the other aspects of student life on campus?
UST counts on 3, 1, 2, 3, count!
First, there's the residential life.
What I like is that there's actually 2 dorms here. There's Augustine and Guinan, and originally last semester I stayed in Guinan, and it was great. I mean, they had a lot of programs, but for me, I really wanted to develop my faith, so I went over to Augustine, and what it really focuses on is integrating faith, academics, and life. So with faith, once a week you go to Mass together. With academics, you all take a class together, which is mathing the Catholic cultural landscape this semester. And with life, we have 3 excursions every semester, and it really builds a good community, and it's just like, I guess, living in a religious community, and a lot of times lay people don't get an opportunity to do that, and so at here you can really foster that.
The students said we get an awful lot of theology and philosophy, and it's great, it's very strong here, but they said, I think what changes us deeply is just seeing priests and sisters walking around and being present. The aura of that, they said, changes them.
Well, there's a lot of tradition with the Knights of Columbus, and we wanted a council here to get young guys involved in helping the church. We've been described by the past 3 popes as the strong right arm of the church, and we really just wanted to help the church, help our priests, and help our fellow Catholics.
There are also many opportunities for students to be involved in social justice and service activities, as well as many groups that help students enrich their personal, academic, social, and spiritual lives.
As a Catholic, I want to make sure and infuse my Catholic values in everything that I do, and I want a future career in international studies, and I need to make sure that I have the Catholic foundation in everything that I do.
The university strives to pass on the Catholic intellectual tradition. It's really nurtured. You don't just study theology, you go to the chapel, you live it out. There is a really strong connection between faith and our academic life. There is a link between integrating whatever our profession is to our faith.
Coming to the University of St. Thomas, it's an amazing difference, where you have this Catholic culture that kind of is surrounding you. It encompasses you.
A Catholic university should form leaders, people who seek the truth and see the big picture of their lives in the context of history, theology, philosophy, and science, learning from the greatest minds and in turn, enabling others to do the same.
We are known for doing very well at preparing students for professional schools and for business, for medicine, for law. And so we are already in a position of giving a strong liberal arts background with emphasis on theology and philosophy, but at the same time preparing people for life. Everybody has to have a job, and you do that well, and And so we're not just giving them something that they can read about at night, but we're giving them a much more whole and substantial education.
UST counts on 3, 1, 2, 3, count!